ناتالیا بیونا، مدیر استراتژیک در نوآوری و دیجیتال و سرمایه گذاری در سازمان جهانی گردشگری UNWTO است. خانم رضوان قبادی همکارمون و عضو ارشد سرویس گردشگری آسیا نیوز تصمیم گرفتن با ایشون یک گفتگوی اختصاصی داشته باشن. خانم رضوان قبادی چرا همچین تصمیمی گرفتین میخواین با ایشون گفتگو کنین؟ توضیح بدین برامون.
خانم ناتالیا بیونا مدیر ارشد بخش نوآوری، آموزش و سرمایه گذاری و استراتژی های مربوط به این بخش هستند که ایشون فعالیت خیلی مهمی تونستن با موفقیت انجام بدن در سازمان جهانی گردشگری. سازمان جهانی گردشگری همونطور که میدونید یک سازمان اختصاصی برای گردشگری هست. جهت ارتقاء سطح گردشگری پایدار و مسئولانه زیر نظر سازمان ملل. بنابراین تصمیم گرفتیم یک گفتگویی با ایشون داشته باشیم در اوایل سال 2021 و نظراتشون و برنامه‌هاشون رو راجع به در واقع امسال بدونیم.
خیلی متشکرم. Mrs. Natalia Biuna, you are welcome to Asia News Iran, Asia News Iran. Your exclusive interview with Mrs. Rضوان Qobadi will be distributed in our newspaper and in our radio and TV and our news agency. Let's listen to your exclusive interview with Madam Rضوان.
Okay, as we all know that you are the senior expert and the first director of innovation, investment strategy and digital marketing, digital transformation of UNWTO, and you are the first main person in UNWTO that have introduced innovation and entrepreneurship as a key factor for promoting sustainable and responsible and inclusive tourism in all around the world. We would like to ask you about your plans and your strategies and what are you doing exactly for promotion of these programs in your department. Thank you. We listen to you.
Of course, it's my pleasure to be here with you both and of course with all the people that listen to us from Iran. As you know, the UNWTO has a strong empowerment through innovation, digital transformation, and of course investment. What do we do? In terms of UNWTO innovation strategy, we are focused on helping our member states to empower the tourism innovation ecosystem. That is to work together in order to join different efforts from the key stakeholders that makes tourism innovation possible, that are entrepreneurs or startups, investors, corporates, of course, academia, the institutions, and of course, the national governments. So how do we promote to join these type of key stakeholders? First of all, we have tourism startup competitions. Thanks to those challenges, more than 10,000 applications from different entrepreneurs from more than 150 countries have applied to our challenges to solve different ways for more sustainable and of course a more innovative and inclusive tourism. Most of them have been funded by our UNWTO Investors Network with more than $54 million only in 1 year and a half. And of course, that's really part or the first part where we start to empower youth and to empower startups in order to compete and to look for the most talented in innovations in terms of tourism. Second of all, of course, before the pandemic, we had presential seminars, the Tourism Tech Adventures, that are presential forums where we bring our Secretary General Pololikashvili, ministers, governments, the 6 key actors of the ecosystem in order to present and to get updated on digital skills. And of course, we give the opportunity to investors and to startups to connect together and to, of course, bring these powerful ideas into life. And last but not least, we work with a strong innovation network. That is, we work with more than 10,000 startups, more than 200 universities all around the world, more than 200 investors with all the UN system, with at least 500 corporates all around the world that are looking for innovation. So thanks to our mandate, of course, I'm glad to say that this kind of ventures has been helping us to empower the voice of youth, to empower the voice of women. I have to say, this is very interesting. From the 10,000 startups that are working with us, I have to say that almost 40% of them are led by women. So this is another amazing opportunity to mind the gender equality and the women empowerment strategies. On the other side, of course, we have a strong programs focused on education. So we have launched the UNWTO Tourism Online Academy, where every single person all around the world can enroll different types of courses. Then we have everything related to the acceleration programs in order to bring together. We have partnered with Google in order to invite public servants from all around the world to get connected and to get updated with digital skills. So thanks to these 2 specific programs, our aim this year is to train at least 1,000 public servants on digital transformation, and at least to have 30,000 students from all around the world regarding the UNWTO Academy. So, and last but not least, of course, regarding investments, we work with venture capital, with all the investment circle in order to match make together and to connect investors and corporates and startups to develop a more innovative mindset in all the public and private partnerships that we do.
And you have been so successful in your background, and you have set up 7 competition startups and 4 challenges. Yeah, I would like to know about your new programs in this year to 2021, and do you want to set up another competitions recently or not? What's your program? What's your plans about the competitions and challenges as an advocate of youth and entrepreneurs to match them together for making grow?
Of course, for this year we have planned 3 startup competitions, global ones. So the Sustainable Development Goals Startup Competition, the Gastronomy Startup Competition, and a Rural Development Startup Competition. This is new because, of course, rural development is key. If we want a more impactful job, of course, we need to empower youth and to empower entrepreneurs in all the vulnerable places where tourism can help. On the other side, we are trying to develop different challenges. So, for example, we are planning to launch in June the UNWTO Hospitality Challenge with Summit Education, that is one of the top hospitality groups, in order to foster and to bring at least 30 top full scholarships in top European institutions to help youth that wants to innovate and to help the travel sector to come and to have at least seed grants for those to develop their ventures, and on the other hand, of course, the opportunity to have 100 scholarship and housing in top universities at Glion Institute, École Ducasse, or Les Roches, that, as you know, are top leaders in the hospitality academic sector.
You have explained so detailed and we would like to ask more questions from the tourism and what's happening in Madrid from last Executive Council 113 session. We want to know about the outcomes of the session and the healing solutions for restart tourism. This is very important for us to know because of the pandemic, and because of the finding the ways for overcoming to the pandemic. It is very necessary to know what happened recently in the session.
Perfect. So basically, as you know, the first day was the Global Crisis Tourism Committee. So what we did during those days, it was based on organizing and joining efforts with all the international institutions. There was ICAO, WHO, WTTC, IMO, ICC, all the international organizations that are related to tourism, and of course, the top leaders and top ministers from our Executive Council, in order, of course, to talk about three things that are crucial. First of all, the use of vaccinations, and it's part of the solution, but of course, it to us, it cannot be mandatory to use vaccines and to include vaccines as mandatory to travel. To us, of course, it's a way to solve the problem, but it's not the only one. Second of all, of course, to have homogeneous protocols in order to proceed to open borders with responsibility. And last but not least, of course, to include technology and those applications that are trying to track all the flights and all the travel journeys in order to be homogeneous as well. So that happened the first day. The second day, of course, we presented the results of the program of work. Our Secretary General was re-elected. And we, of course, get into alignment with all the ministers that are part of the Executive Council that are supporting us in order to work together and to, of course, rebound tourism again.
So we are waiting to be updated with current tourism trends, and we would like to know how we can be responsible for restart tourism, everyone, per person. Okay.
Thank you very much,
Thank you
Madam.
Thank you very
Natalia.
much for this contacting, and thank you very much for taking your time and this interview. It was very detailed and very good. Thank you very much. Nice to meet you again.
It's my pleasure, and once you have the interview and all the materials, count on us, the UNWTO, and count on me to promote it, of course, and to make everything that we can do in order to rebound tourism again. Thanks a lot.